You can see, so we've got your 6 at the back there, and like I said, we're going to start with your egg pops. So are there certain colours you're looking for? And when it comes to the oysters, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, keep 1 oyster shell and donate the rest. Bless you, thank you, my lovely. So egg pop number 1. And we've got 2 pearls in your first one. You've got a silvery chocolate olive green. So you can see he's a base chocolatey silver, but he has sort of got these olivey green overtones. And then you've got a bright candy floss pink as well. So silver olive green and bright candy floss pink. Egg pop number 2. And you've got 4 pearls in that one. We've got a bright hot pink, a brighter icy blue. Now he is slightly two-tonal. You've got a darker silver, and we've got a coral. So far you've got 6 different colours there. Moving on to your next one. And you've got, excuse me, 4 pearls in that one as well. You've got another brighter pink. We've got a black cherry. You've got a bridal white. And you've got a silvery, almost chocolatey pearl. Slightly Wendy. Moving on to your next one. And you've got 2 pearls in here. You've got a darker two-tonal, quite mottled silver, and then a slightly brighter coral. Your next one. And you've got 3 pearls in that one. We've got a autumn peach, a two-tonal blurple, so it mixed between blue and purple, and he's also lighter and darker areas around there. And you've got a lemon yellow. And then the last egg pop is a dove grey, so a light silver dove grey, and a candy floss pink. Now, Harriet, would you like, shall we go through these pearls first? Or would you like me to see if I can fit all of the pearls from here in here as well? We may be able to, it might not be an issue at all, but it may be quite a squeeze, so it depends, it's up to you. Or would you like to just take a screenshot and then you can email me your colour choices across once you've made your mind up? So I'll go through these for a moment until I've seen what you'd like to do. So most recently we've had, it has made a face on the grey. You've got the dove grey and the candy floss pink, autumn peach, two-tonal blurple, lemon yellow, two-tonal silver and a coral, bright pink, black cherry, bridal white and a silver chocolate, bright pink, two-tonal icy blue, darker silver and a coral, then a silver chocolatey olive green and a pink. You'll take some screenshots. Okay, so if I just hold these ones here, and then if I zoom out slightly so you can get the other 2 in as well. Would you like me to go through and measure these for you as well? What I'll do is I'll put them in separate bags so that like each set that came out of each egg will be in a different bag just until you sort of email me and let me know what ones you'd like where. So it'll be easier, so you could say the pink from the bag with the blue in, sort of thing, and I'd know what you mean. Excuse me. Candy Pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, he's a 6. The Dove Grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So that's the first two. So like I said, I'm going to put them in separate bags. So that'll make it easier when you let me know as well what you'd like to do. The Lemon Yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Two Tonal Blurples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the Autumn Peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Okay. The Coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the Two Tonal Silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5 as well. We've then got your Chocolate Silver. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. Oh, not a 7.5. He's an 8. Bridal White is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Black Cherries, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And the Brighter Pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He is a 6.5. We then have your Coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Dark Silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The Bright Blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the Bright Pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And then your last two from the Egg Pops. Bright Pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the Chocolate Olive Silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Okay, so they are your first ones. I'll just pop these Egg Pops behind me and then we'll open up your oysters. So you said you'd like to keep one shell and donate the rest. Colour wise, is there any colours that haven't come out so far that you are hoping for? Okay, so excuse me, oyster number 1. Softer, lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. So we can see that there's no pearls on that side. We're hoping for some more greens, purples and blues. Okay, so oyster number 1. I think I can see a pearl on that side there. We do. So there's one. Let me have a squidge. Okay, so there's no more in that one. That dark section there is just part of the oyster, so that's the oyster tail. So this is the shell we're going to be keeping. And then I'll donate the rest for you. Your first pearl out is a chocolatey silver. So base silver, and then he's got that slight chocolate overtone. Moving on to oyster number 2. You've got a soft pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. We can definitely see that there's no pearls on that side, but I can see straight away You've got, oh, popped out there, a pastel gold. Let me have a squidge in here as well. There's no more in that one. Carrie, bless you. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. It's very, very kind of you. So here is your pastel gold here, Harriet. Moving on to your next oyster. Oh, double sharp pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. I can see straight away you've got a green and a blue there, what you was hoping for. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no more in that one, so you are quadding. You have got 4 pearls from your oyster. So again, I'm just cleaning them up. Okay, if I just pop them all in the sander and then I can go through them. Let's turn that over. There we go. So your first pearl is a sort of a mix between a Pepsi and a TARDIS blue. You've then got this one. Now I'm going to say here's a very dark, larger forest green. You can see some gorgeous green shades coming through there. You've then also got this two-tonal apple green and grass green, which is quite unusual to get. So it's apple green there. Then can you see on these darker sections like there, it's like a grass green colour. Okay, so two-tonal apple and grass green. And then you've got this coral as well. So blue, 2 different shades of green and a coral. Your next oyster. You've got a light pop there. There's your mother of pearl. And in here, 1, 2, and 3. No more in that one. You have got triples. 3 pearls in that one. Oh, they all keep running away. Let me just dry them up for you. Okay, we've got a coral. A icy blue. And a TARDIS blue and Pepsi blue. So that darker blue there is two-tonal between the 2 colours. Moving on to your last oyster. Soft pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. You can see again there's no pearls on there. Now straight away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are quinting. You've got 5 pearls in that oyster, Harriet. There's no more in that one. Okay, so let me dry these up for you as well. And then we'll go through all of your pearls. So we made the right decision to make some room in the sand, I think. These ones are all larger pearls as well. So let's move this out the way and then we can go through all of your colours. If I just move these all slightly, then we can make some room at the bottom for your next ones. Perfect. So we have got a lemon yellow. Now he's slightly two-tonal. We can definitely see brighter and lighter areas there. You've got this one, which is a pastel apple green. Again, if you can see, there's just sort of slight brighter areas to you. So pastel green. You've got a two-tonal lilac and lavender purple. So base lilac purple with these beautiful brighter areas to him. You've got a chocolate and purple, so it's chocolate mainly, but then you've got this purple flash there. And then we've got a autumn peach, as well is two-tonal. Okay, so from your oysters, you've got a two-tonal silver chocolate, pastel gold, Pepsi Tardis blue, forest green, and then a apple and grass green, a coral, slightly lighter coral, icy blue, and a two-tonal Tardis and Pepsi blue, sunshine and lemon yellow, pastel apple green, two-tonal purple, chocolate and purple, and then a autumn peach. Harriet, I'm just going to hold it there for you again, just so you can take some screenshots of these, my lovely. And again, I'll package these the same way, so I'll bag them up. I'll put the two single pearls together, so I'll bag them in each line as I measure them through. And then again, that's just so then when you email me with what you'd like, and if you'd like any swaps or anything like that, we can definitely do that for you as well, and sort of know exactly what pearl you mean. So if I run these through the board, the gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the silver chocolate's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he is a 6.5. Your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The two-tonal apple and grass green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Forest green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And the Pepsi Tardis blue's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Harriet, my lovely, what do you think to these? Your two-tonal Tardis and Pepsi blues, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Icy blues, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the corals, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he is a 6.5 as well. Your two-tonal autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Chocolate and purples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Two-tonal purples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Apple greens, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And the two-tonal yellow is a runaway, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Now, I know I have just taken these away. However, if you'd like me to bring them back again, I can, of course, do that. Sorry, I didn't even think to, because I did it with the other ones. I automatically did it. So I can definitely bring them back, Harriet, if you'd like me to.